Alright, I'm going to make a video here talking about how to identify a first edition of Palette. Now, the way to identify a first edition is to look at the KOMCA serial number on the back. If your copy says or begins with 940 or 941 and is within these serial number ranges, you have a first edition of Palette. And it was issued by KOMCA, which is the Copyright Organization of Korea, on April 20th, 2017. Now, here's an example of a later pressing. This one begins with 990, and it was issued in July 2017. Now, the reason why this is important, an example, Pokemon fans, they love when the Pokemon cards have first edition printed on them. And if you know the history of Pokemon, some of those cards weren't even released that much further apart. Literally, I think days. And the fans love first edition cards. So Kpop fans should love first edition Kpop records because they were released earlier to the public than later records. Now, that doesn't mean that later records aren't important. They are, but first edition are cooler. Now, there are some cases where later records can matter. For example, if you have the last release of a certain group and you can find the last record or the last batch of records, kind of important. And so they can both matter. But for Palette, the first edition matters a lot. Thank you for watching.